Okay, so I've been doing a lot of this work for a few years, and I'm pretty conscious and aware of my thoughts.
Can anyone feel a big butt coming on?
And about a week ago, I got really physically sick. And so I was wondering if there is such a thing where your thoughts are positive and you're emotionally feeling good, but just something physical, whether it's a virus or whether it's a cold from somebody, can come and get you physically ill.
We must tell you that you are not the one exception in all of the universe. That when you're sick, there is resistance. Sickness is not a positive indication. However, it is really worth noting that when your car is going 100 miles an hour and it hits a tree, it's a bigger problem than when your car is going 5 miles an hour and it hits a tree. So what we're saying to you is, through all this work that you're doing, you've managed to get some powerful momentum going. And the faster your stream moves, then the more it behooves you to stay in alignment with it so that you're moving with it rather than against it, you see. So if you'll think back, you'll realize that there was something stuck in your vibrational cross, something that you were beating the drum of. There was some resistance that when you think about it, it's not possible for that to happen to you and there not be some obvious point of resistance about something that matters very much to you, to which you were thinking opposing thoughts. It just can't be.
Then this has to be about...
And if you can't figure out what it is, and we'll come back around to it, if you can't figure out what it is, then that's what we mean. Don't worry, it will get bigger. Don't worry, it will get bigger. In other words, the indicator is saying, it's right here, it's right here, it's right here, it's right here. Here it is. Here it is. This is what you're pushing against. And this is the thought that's contradicting the thought of who you really are. It's this thought that is contrary. So what is it?
I probably maybe like lack or not enough of, even
maybe,
though
but it's usually when you get sick. In other words, if you've been saying I've been ornery, then you could say maybe it's this and maybe it's that. But when you say I got knocked over with something, then it's something that you're doing often and loudly. So let the chronic part of it be the thing that you're focused upon. What do you complain most about?
I mean, it's not even that I can think about it and then say,
well, if you...
I just, every time a negative thought enters my mind, I'm always switching it with a better thought, and I usually...
All right, well, that's really good, and we're happy that you're doing that, but what is the subject of negative thought that you think that you're turning around?
I lack, not enough of.
Not enough.
Yeah.
So it comes up often, not enough of.
Well, I'm investing in a lot, in a career and in my creativity and in what it is that I do on a daily basis that I love, as opposed to having to do what I need to do to make money. And so...
All right, does that making sense to anyone? In other words, so this thing that I really love, you've got that going pretty good. And then you say, but I can't do this thing I love, I have to do this. And how often do you say you do that? Every day?
No, I do the thought. I mean, I think the thoughts of abundance with doing what it is that I love, and it's going great. And I continue to do it, and that's what's happening.
But here's the thing, and we really want to give this to you in as soft and gentle a way as possible so that you can hear it. You'll hear it easily, and we won't be soft and gentle. You have to just accept that guidance is telling you that there's resistance, and then you have to watch for your application of the resistance, because it's not enough to say, okay, I get it, I've got resistance, and then just go on and keep doing it. Your vibration on every topic in the world is right where you last left it. And so you can have beliefs that feel perfectly normal to you because you've had them for a very long time, that are actually opposed to the knowing of the source within you of who you really are. And as you keep holding to those beliefs by protesting the rightness of them, as your stream goes faster and faster and faster, after a while you just get stretched thinner and thinner and thinner until you have a sort of breakthrough into something unpleasant, you say.
So it's just a matter of consciously watching what thoughts
so
are happening.
The not so gentle words that we want to give to you is, you have to stop saying I don't know what it is and start saying I know that it's something because I got sick. Instead of saying, as we are focused here with you, we are putting a spotlight on it which will make it as likely as you will ever find it to know exactly what it is. And you have trained yourself to not look there. And the reason you've trained yourself to not look there is because those like us have been telling you, think positive thoughts and think about what you want. But when you have a wad of resistance, it is of value to acknowledge that wad of resistance and accept it not as a bad thing, but as something that you've got going on, and then shift it to something else. You can't just pretend it isn't there when it's there. You got to get your hands around it, and you've got to move it to a new place, you see. Good to know, isn't it?
Yeah.
So now, if you said to us, well, I may have some resistance, I'm not sure about it, and I can't think of any of it, we wouldn't be trying to get you to pinpoint it and move it. But when you say, I got sort of knocked over, I had a physical breakdown, then we say, you've got some resistance going on, and it's really worth figuring out what it is about, so that you can contour those thoughts. And again, we said this earlier, and we really, really want you to hear this. You don't have big, bad, awful thoughts. You've just got a lot of chronic thoughts that you're thinking on a really regular basis that fly in the face of who you really are and what you really know. And it's thoughts like, the source within you knows that you are destined to fantastic success, and you take score of where you are and doubt that from time to time. The source within you knows that there is no competition. You sometimes see others and what they're doing as competition, and you feel that discomfort in that. The source within you knows that what you think you want now is still going to expand still further. In other words, you haven't even begun to tap the resources that are flowing to you. But you're beating the drum of, well, I'm running out of time and I need to get going on this, and I'm losing some ground. And in other words, it's just those kinds of thoughts that are responsible for this discord. Easy to clean up.
Those subtle thoughts that you don't...
Subtle but chronic. Subtle but often, 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 subtle but often. So subtle and so often that they feel normal to you. So now think about what we just said. You could have a lifetime of a habit of thought, could have learned it from your family, could have learned it from your friends, could have learned it from society, could have learned it from watching life. Something that you've been observing, that you've come to believe. But then life causes you to ask for this and ask for this and ask for this and ask for this and ask for this. So you could have identical resistance for 15 years and not have any physical breakdown till something makes your stream go faster. And now the resistance matters more. And if you're not paying attention to the way you feel, in other words, the faster your stream goes, the more you have to be aware of the resistance, you see. And so many say, Abraham, is it normal for all hell to break loose in my life when I begin doing this work? And we say, pretty much. Because the more you focus and the faster your stream goes, then the more that resistance sticks out like sore thumbs. But now you know what to do about it. Then it's not sore thumbs that are sticking out. It's indicators, vibrational indicators that just let you know.